over 600,000 women and men of the United States Postal Service, it is an honor to be here today. Let me begin with a simple truth. There are times when a single voice rises above the darkness, not with the power of armies or the wealth of nations, but with something more profound, moral clarity, and the unmistakable belief in the possibility of light. Elie Wiesel was such a voice. He survived the unthinkable, determined to make the world never forget the horrors of the Holocaust. He understood that indifference, not hate, is the true enemy of justice. Silence in the face of injustice helps the oppressor, never the oppressed. If we decide someone else's suffering is not our concern, then we become complicit in their pain. A difficult lesson he embodied every single day of his remarkable life. I invite you to take a closer look. He's looking with these piercing eyes directly as if into your soul. The image is closely cropped with no extraneous detail, which pulls you in and helps you engage directly with Elie. I think you'll agree that she did a brilliant job in capturing his warmth, his wisdom, and his humanity. I'm going to ask her to stand one more time, and let's give her a hand for such a
Thank you to the United States Postal Service for recognizing my father, Elie Wiesel, in this most enduring way. And thank you to the 92nd Street Y and all of our friends here for hosting us. To see my father's face on a stamp, to know that every envelope it adorns will carry a piece of his memory across our country and beyond, is a gift for which my family and I are deeply grateful. My wife Lynn, my sister Jennifer, my children, we're all very, very grateful. Thank you so much. My father loved this country. He arrived on these shores a scarred survivor with more questions than answers, and he became an American almost by accident. A broken leg, actually he was in a full-body cast, prevented him from renewing his visa. And when he showed up months late for his appointment, fearful of deportation, a sympathetic customs official suggested that perhaps the time had come to no longer be stateless, and instead to have a home. From that moment, his gratitude and devotion to this country never wavered. He loved what the United States made possible, the freedom to question, to argue, to engage in the endless exchange of ideas. And he saw in America not perfection, but possibility. We could stumble, yes, but he told me many times, there has never in history been a force for good as powerful as this country. It is this force for good that is needed more than ever. And to contemplate what is right and just takes time. In today's world, we can fire off opinions without properly thinking about them, without pen or ink or stamp or travel. There are benefits to this, sure, but also great costs. For my father, ideas were sustenance. Reading, writing, thinking. Other than my mother, these were the great loves of his life. He wrote back to every student who wrote him. The pace of the written letters suited him, and I think could suit us again. To open and unfold a letter, to perhaps read it a few times, and even put it aside while collecting one's thoughts, and only then taking up our pen and responding. A stamp is the price for words and thoughts to travel. But I'm grateful to the men and women of the U.S. Postal Service, because without the messenger, the message is lost. Unlike social media, the USPS does not curate our letters to flatter our biases. You do not censor or create echo chambers. You carry what is given to you faithfully, quietly, reliably. The USPS reminds us that a society depends on trusted messengers. And my father's life reminds us that truth and hope also depend on those willing to bear messages, no matter how heavy.
Amakon yirachem,